Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today on Sports Stuff, we're going to be talking about why the Cleveland Browns suck in 2022. We are sitting at a 3-6 record. Completely unacceptable for this team. It genuinely brings me anger that we're sitting at a 3-6 record. There's so many games that we should have won this year. Some games we could have lost as well that we won, but we should at least be 4-2 right now, maybe even 5-1, 6-0. But we're not. And here's the reasons why I think the Browns suck and how we can fix them. So let's do the slideshow. So we're gonna start with offense first. Now, offense, I think offense has been pretty good so far this year, but there's a few things that I feel that have caused us to suck this year. Oh, there we go. Number one is the wide receiver play. So Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones are not enough to overcome the problems with this wide receiver core. Why? There we go. Uh, yeah, Amari and DPJ are not enough. Amari Cooper has 42 catches for 585 yards and 5 touchdowns. Donovan Peoples-Jones has 35 for 516 and 0 touchdowns. And Bell Schwartz and Michael Woods II, who is a rookie, almost nothing. There's almost no production from them at all. And there's no tight end production outside of David Njoku. And David Njoku's been hurt the last 6 weeks. He's been hurt the last 4 to 6 weeks. He's been hurt. And there's been no production whatsoever from Harrison Bryant, from Pharaoh Brown. No production whatsoever to replace his production. Because Njoku was leading the team in catches and yards when he was hurt. He was having an amazing breakout season. He had 400 yards in like 5 or 6 games. He was having a breakout season, and of course he gets hurt, and he has to sit out over a month and a half of the season. I don't know when he's coming back. Hopefully he comes back soon. But there's been no production at all this entire season. David Njoku had 34 catches for 418 and a touchdown before he went out. Um, and everyone else so far in the season, this is including the last 3 or 4 weeks that David Njoku has not been playing. Everyone else on the team has 64 catches with 585 yards and 2 touchdowns. Amari Cooper has half. Amari Cooper has the exact same production, more touchdowns on less catches than everyone else on this team. What the frick, man? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. Amari Cooper's throwing the ball. I'm watching these games. Amari Cooper is not the reason that not Amari Cooper. Jacoby Brissett is not the reason we're losing these games. It's not Jacoby Brissett. He's throwing the ball pretty accurately, but no one gets open, no one gets separation, and no one wants to catch the darn ball when they're thrown to. Anthony Schwartz has been a bust. David Bell doesn't really get playing time just because he hasn't really developed all that well in his rookie season. And Michael Woods is a 6th-round rookie who the first time I've heard his name called in all season was this past week against the Dolphins where he caught 2 or 3 balls. So good on him, but still no production whatsoever, not good enough. Next up is play calling at times. So I think that Kevin Stefanski's been amazing this year so far. He has some, situational play calling that's iffy at times, but the fact that he's made Jacoby Brissett a serviceable quarterback to where if he had a competent defense, this team would be 5-1, 4-2, 3-3. I guess we're 9 games in. We'd be 5-4, 4-5, 6-3, 7-2. No, we are 3-6 because of our defense, not our offense. But yes, his situational play calling is iffy at times. He doesn't take points when available, especially early season. He wasn't taking those field goals. He was trying to go for the touchdown, go for the wins, which is not always a bad idea. But hindsight's 2020. In the moment, it's not the bad idea. But he's also scheming where the only guy that Jacoby Brissett's supposed to throw to is throwing into double coverage. Now, is that 100% Kevin Stefanski's fault? No. But his scheming and his play calling on offense causes. Why does it keep doing this? It causes his quarterback to throw into double coverage on certain plays. When it's obviously this is a crossing route, no one else is open. You're supposed to throw the crossing route. That's your first read. Jacoby Brissett throws it to the crossing route, but it's double coverage, and it was not a good play call. That happens to every single play caller. However, fourth down has been incredible so far this season. Jacoby Brissett and Kevin Stefanski, whatever they're doing, man, it has been amazing, phenomenal fourth down so far this season. Kevin Stefanski single-handedly made Jacoby Brissett get a contract this upcoming offseason. So I don't think the play calling is the absolute worst thing in the world. In my opinion, the run game has been very lackluster outside of Nick Chubb. Because what were we promised coming into the season? This is the best dual threat running back group of the last 2 years. and now it's completely fallen off. Nick Chubb or nothing. That's what this run game is. That's what this entire offense is. And it's not enough carries and losses. When you look at our losses this season, Nick Chubb gets sub 20 carries. Nick Chubb has 160 carries for 904 yards and 11 touchdowns. He's played 9 games so far. That's less than 20 carries a game for Nick Chubb. It's not okay. He has 904 yards, it's a 5.7 average, and 11 touchdowns. Everyone else on the team, including Kareem Hunt, but minus Jacoby Brissett, has 91 carries for 343 yards and 2 touchdowns. Unacceptable from Kareem and crew. Now, Dearness Johnson was obviously never promised to be in a starting role, but I thought Kareem Hunt was going to be good this year. What is going on? I don't understand why Kareem Hunt has fallen off completely. And he's expected a contract extension. He expects to be a starter next year somewhere. Kareem, you're putting up terrible stats. You have like 34 carries for like what 300 yards? Maybe 300 yards. I think you might have like 290. And you have 34 carries. That's a 3.7 average. You average a full 2 less yards than Nick Chubb. That is not okay for what we expected from Kareem Hunt. He's supposed to be, the lightning to Nick Chubb's thunder, and he's just the I don't know, the spark compared to Nick Chubb's thunder and lightning. It's unacceptable from Kareem. We should have traded him. It sucks, but I understand why we didn't. No one wanted him. And on defense, this is the long section of why the Browns suck. Why does he keep doing this? Number one is effort. No one shows. Let me go back. I didn't mean to. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Number one is effort. No one shows passion or effort on this defense this year. Miles is silent in games. There's games where he goes completely, no one says his name at all. Clowney's been useless. The D-tackle room is useless. The linebacker room is useless. The safety room is useless. Cornerback room has been very good so far. Martin Emerson and Greg Newsome have been amazing this year. Greedy Williams in spurts. And Denzel, when he does play, has been really good. Now, the effort, whose fault is that really? Is that on the players? Is that on the coaches for coaching them? And I don't know. But it's completely unacceptable that the effort that we've seen from this team, they don't deserve to be on the field. But I completely agree with Quincy Carrier. If you guys are a Browns fan, you know who Quincy Carrier is. Carrier is on YouTube and on Twitter. He said, "If I am the head coach and the GM of the Browns, I am cutting every single coach on this defense, and I'm cutting every single player on this defense outside of if you're on a rookie deal and 6 more players. So Miles Garrett, Denzel Ward, what's the word? Denzel Ward, JOK. I guess he's on a rookie contract. But he's saying that if he was here, he would wipe the slate clean, get a brand new former player, defensive coordinator, brand new coaching staff, brand new scheme, and you keep 6 to 8 players on this defense. And I completely agree. This defense needs a complete cleanse of talent because these guys suck together. These guys have a stench, a foul stench, and we need to completely cleanse this locker room of the loser mentality that this defense is okay with. It's very aggravating. I'm very aggravated with the effort shown this year. Next up is a scheme. Late game when we are up is terrible. I actually chose a screen cap. Why is it doing this? I chose a screen cap from the New England Patriots game where Mac Jones. Look at this. This is one. Look at this. Look at this prevent defense. Yeah, the scheming is completely terrible on this defense. Right here, all you have to do is do a quick curl route. Boom, completed. This prevent defense that we keep doing, we're not a zone defense. These guys are man-to-man corners, and we keep playing zone defense. And they're deep zones as well. They're not even shallow zones. They are deep zones, expecting constantly when we're up by 10, up by 15 because of Nick Chubb. They expect complete and utter dumbassery from our defense. Why are we change? If we're playing dominant for the first 3 quarters of the game, why change it so in the fourth quarter you're not playing man defense anymore? You stop playing cover one, you stop playing robbery, stop playing cover two. No, you play complete cover 8, complete cover 6. What are you doing on this scheme? Stop calling prevent defense. It kills the game. It kills these big leads that we have. And I don't understand why Joe Woods dies on this hill every single time. Speaking of Joe Woods, get him out of Cleveland. Joe Woods is the single-handed he's the biggest reason this team is 3-6. He is the biggest reason that this team cannot live up to their potential. Now, I genuinely don't understand why he is still employed with the Cleveland Browns. What is Andrew Berry waiting for? What is Kevin Stefanski waiting for? If Kevin Stefanski rolls into next season with Joe Woods, it is his ass on the line. If he doesn't want to fire Joe Woods because he doesn't want to be a bad head coach, Bro, you are a head coach for a reason. You make employment decisions. You employ coaches. So if your coaches are bad, that means you're bad because you're the one employing them. And Joe Woods, if he's on this team next year, it's gonna cost Kevin Stefanski his job. Right now, at the end of this season, or even right now, if he fired Joe Woods, we know Kevin Stefanski is gonna be fine because he's gonna hire a different defensive coordinator with a completely different scheme, hopefully, and a completely different mindset for this game. But if he rolls Joe Woods, it will be Kevin Stefanski on the chopping block with Joe Woods halfway through the season next year with Deshaun Watson. They don't give a crap what the offense looks like. If the offense is doing exactly what it's doing right now, putting up 25 to 30 points a game, and Joe Woods lets up 45 a game, they don't give a crap. They're cutting everyone loose, getting a brand new head coach and everything. If I'm Stefanski, I'm cutting Joe Woods at the end of the season. I'm done with him. We've given him every single draft pick the last 3 years. Every single premier draft pick we have has gone into his defense. 2020, what? We had 2020. We had Jeremiah Owusu, wait, not Jeremiah Owusu Koromora. We had Grant Delpit. We had Greedy Williams in 2019. That was before his time. We had Grant Delpit in the second round because he traded the first round in 2020, I believe. No, the 2020 was Jed Wills. We had Grant Delpit in the third round. We drafted a D tackle. In 2021, we had Jeremiah Wilson Koromoa in the second. We had Greg Newsome in the first. We had all these different guys. Now, this past season, what do? Martin Emerson, right? We signed John Johnson. We signed Anthony Walker. We keep Sione Takitaki from the 2019 class. We draft every single D tackle outside of Taven Bryan on this roster is drafted. We signed Jadeveon Clowney. We already have Denzel Ward. What does he do? Put up a bottom five defense for the last 3 years. Get him out of Cleveland. I am so done with him. If he's on this team next year, that is Kevin Stefanski's job that's going to get fired next. Finally, special teams. The special teams is terrible. Mike Prefer is a terrible special teams coach. We are the bottom of the league in kickouts. So on kick returns, when they kick the ball, and if you're in the end zone, you should let it go out of bounds. So you go up to the 25-yard line. He coaches every single player. Every single one of them. DPJ, Jerome Ford, Anthony Schwartz, Dearness Johnson. Every single person in the last 3 years. All of them catch it and run out of bounds and only get to the 10-yard line, making the offense 15 yards back to where they could have been if they just let it go kick out. And on those kick returns and punt returns, they run backwards. They're trying to do all these shifty, trying to juke people out. No! Just run straight! But Mike Prefer, that is his coaching. And there's no special team blocking whatsoever on this team. Special teams and defense is killing the Cleveland Browns. The offense has been phenomenal this year. We've had one or two stinkers out of 9 games with a backup quarterback, a career backup quarterback who has a losing record as a starter. We have made him into a guy who's going to get paid this offseason to be a starter somewhere else next year. He's better than Marcus Mariota. He's better than Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton. He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's better, in my opinion, than Geno Smith. Put Jacoby Brissett in Geno Smith's position, they're even a better position. He's better than Daniel Jones. Jacoby Brissett, because of what he's done this year with Kevin Stefanski, he's getting a starter job next year. This defense, though, they want to delete this year's film. Every single player on this defense who's a free agent coming up, they're going to want to delete this film this year because they have to explain to their new team why they let up so many yards, so many touchdowns, why they missed so many tackles. Special teams. Man, why don't you just let the ball go out? It's very aggravating, and I don't know what else to say. If you guys have more opinions why the Cleveland Browns suck this year, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.